Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxchair, on the show this evening is the old team. Bridgeman and Albert. How we doing, boys?
I'm fantastic. How are you two?
I'm excellent, Bill. Thank you very much, considering everything that's going on. I don't know what you guys are looking at, but I'm looking at my window here, and it's absolutely blowing 2 gales. No 1 gale, 2 gales. Unbelievable stuff. Chaos. But can I just say...
You've got to watch that hair bridge.
I know. I know. The window's not open. Can I just say, to all the Rangers fans out there listening in here on Rangers Radio, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How's Albert?
I'm good, mate. I'm just done. I had a string tied around her leg. I was using her as a kite there in that wind. It was good.
How high did she beat her PB?
Oh, she did the half this time. Well, anyway, I nearly ran out of string there. I said, I better bring her back in. I didn't go on the show.
Oh, dear me. Too many jokes, string, women, kites. No, I mean, just leave it, please. Leave it.
Leave it, please. Move on.
Aye. Weather coming into the West Coast doesn't look too promising, but obviously, by 4 games not Sunday, I think the weather's a bit better.
Well, I was actually hoping it was the Mora. It might have been cold off.
Right, okay. What a week, mate. The Livingston, getting the goal, more questions than answers, if we're honest. Then the Felwell thing breaks. It just doesn't pass the sniff test for me at any time, never mind what's going on this now. Last night, the game, it was in isolation. It's not the worst we've seen this season, Bridge, as I said last night, but it's another defeat and another shambolic defending. Obviously, that's not down to tactics, players, the ball, it's down to mentality. We can discuss that. But I don't know. I've not got any answers, Albert. I want to use to come out in the game. I said my bit last night. In fact, I said too much last night. I'll start with you, Albert, and I think we'll go, once you're finished, we'll go straight to the tune, all right?
No, I'm not going to rant, mate. I've talked myself out of this. I mean, I've talked myself to a standstill with everybody I've spoke to. I'm speaking from since the game. It's obvious when we did the first half, we didn't play well, mate, and we're utterly clueless and shambolic in defence. Created some chances, right enough. The big boy up front should have scored. But what chance have you got if you can't hold the ball at the net with these two inept defensive displays? It's ridiculous. He doesn't know how to set up his defence, and that's pretty obvious to everybody. And the no use can down the road, he needs to go, blah, blah. We already know this. No, I mean, we've all spoken about it. It's non-stop about him. Just leave it alone. He'll go. I told you, the results are the results, mate. The results, if it keeps up with this, he will go. So you're in a dilemma now. You don't want Rangers to get beat, but you don't want the manager to stay here. So what you've got to choose one, mate. It's got to choose one. I'm choosing Rangers winning it all the time, every time. So for me, he stays until if he doesn't, if his results keep going the way they're going, he's going to go anyway. So that's a line under it for me, mate. A full stop. We'll see what happens as the season pans out. As for the game itself, it wasn't good. Put it that way. It definitely wasn't good. There's the first half especially. Second half, I don't know why and how what happened. We just went, just go for it. It was just like a case of we don't care now. We're just going to go for it. And that's what they did, and it looked better for whatever reason. It didn't look brilliant, but it looked better, and we looked more dangerous.
Would it be fair to say, Albert, that pretty much Raskin, Cornelius, and Gassama sort of between them grabbed again by the scruff of the neck? Would that be fair?
Oh, they definitely get involved. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they definitely got involved. They stepped their performance. I was going to say pace, but sure if pace is the right word to put in, but they definitely stepped up a bit. You know what I mean? And they got involved, and that made a huge difference. It made, and it's no, you can't put it down to 2 or 3 players being better. The whole lot, and the whole 10 and outfield player need to, the whole game needs to go up by X amount of percentage. You know what I mean? It's just a fact of life. Are they good enough to do it? If they go to quality in them, they're just going through a transitional period to learn the systems, to settle into a new club, to do this, to do that, to do everything that's really anything to do with the actual skill of football. I don't know, mate. I suspect some of them are not good enough, mate. Just simply not good enough. We are at the moment, and I've got to declare this, we are at the moment a bad team. There's no doubt about that, mate. We are a bad team, coached by a bad coach.
Apart from the goalkeeper, mate, the defence isn't functioning, the midfield's not functioning, the forwards aren't functioning. So it's a struggle to argue with that statement. Bridgeman, I want to talk to you about the 2 goals, mate. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Somebody who in 25 years of playing football, I think you crossed the halfway line in open play 3 times. Is that correct?
You kidding? I think you're trying to kid me on there. Not even once. Not even once.
I was going to say two of the occasions.
I didn't know what to take as a compliment. I was watching that last night, and everybody's seen it. Anybody that watched it's seen it, and everybody that was there, I take my hat off to them, because I don't know what on earth we were doing, but I thought our goalkeeper had about maybe 3 or 4 absolutely stoating saves. I thought it was great, and I thought the goalkeeper played very, very well. I thought the man on our side was Gasman. Absolutely superb. And I still don't understand. We transformed ourselves. However we do it, they transformed themselves from a poor first half to a half-decent second half. However, the two major incidents in there involved our captain, Mr. Tavernier. And he took a throw in, and I mean this in all honesty. I don't know whether you guys have looked at it this way. He took a throw in, and within 2 passes to the ball's in the net.
You're right. You're pretty
unbelievable. Just I'm going like that. What are you doing? And he did that. I say this in all honesty again. Tav did this the whole night. Hardly won a tackle. He still wants to take all the throw-ins, corners, and free kicks. I don't know why he does it, and penalties, but it was like a comedy routine last night. A comedy routine, particularly in the first half.
Can I ask you as a centre-half, Bridge, right? As a guy who plays centre-half, at not a bad level, right? Let's be fair. Right, so I'm the fullback, and I know football's changed, and they want to get the ball, and you can chip in as well, Albert. Suter goes into playing a position in the park. He's nearly down towards the corner flag. So anything that does happen, mate, he's 30 or 40 yards out of position. Would that be fair, Bridge?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Right. So what the rationale is that they throw it back to him, he plays it into either Cornelius and the goalie, and you start again. But if it goes wrong, like it did last night, your shape's all over the place. One of your centre halves is the right side centre half is totally out of position. I just don't understand it. I don't understand when you've got the ball and it's a throw in 20 yards for your own goal. You're still defending. You're still going to make sure you sort of clear your lines, to use a traditional term, and you don't make mistakes which can cause a goal. And we made about 3 mistakes. I think it was a poor throw for Tav. Big centre forward could have done better, never. And then Suter's out of position. And then all bear after that, it's just Keystone Cop stuff, isn't it?
Well, the first goal is a coaching. It's down to the coaching, mate. The mistakes were there, right? That wasn't the coaching, but he's coaching them. I'm thinking of terminology I want to use. He's coaching them in one-dimensional, mate. With one-dimensional, he's saying to Suter, like, you stand there and Tav, you give him back the ball. That's him practicing his throwing. He's shy, right? but it's one-dimensional. He doesn't build any what-ifs. There isn't any what-ifs, mate. It's just on there. Everybody else has got to fall into place with his coaching, and that's including the opposition. So the opposition are moving and they're getting in. They're seeing weaknesses. They're seeing chances. The big centre half, got in front of Cherny and played the ball forward into the area. Right, he sees an opportunity, but Martin doesn't see that. And when he's coaching these players, it's just one-dimensional. You go there and you go there and you go there. That's why we set it up. And then he comes out and says, "Oh, they didn't do what we were practicing all week or we were coaching all week." Aye, because the game's a living thing, for want of a better terminology. It moves. You're just one-dimensional. It's all, as you said, the mannequins don't move at training. If you're doing it with they don't move. They stay. You put them there, they'll stay there. So you go and move them again. What they're saying to Suter is going, as soon as you see Tab is no giving you the ball, you sprint back into your position. He doesn't tell them that, mate. So he stands like a lump of wood and then decides, I'll jog in here. I'll just do that fancy run he does, that jog it. And before he knows it is, he's well out of position. He's not on the right side of the player for a start, and the ball's in the net. You're going, that was all avoidable. Apart from even getting the ball away, that happens. The guy done getting in front of your centre forward, that happens. What shouldn't happen? The rest of it just shouldn't happen, mate. We should all be in place. We all should have anticipated what might have happened here. We've seen that, he's going forward, right, I need to get out of the position that I'm in. If you look at the two, I think you mentioned it last night, folks, if you look at the two midfielders, they're standing out next to Tavernier. You're going, what are you doing?
Oh, Bear, you missed that tactic, mate. You know what they call that?
Stupidness.
You know, no. You've missed that, mate. Come on, I thought you were a connoisseur of the game.
I maybe know.
Right, that when they're standing like Tavernier, him, Barron and Tavernier, that's the ring of roses tactic, mate. They were playing ring of roses, they three.
So you don't feel lonely out there?
Aye. Come on, old Bear, wake up, mate. Modern football, yeah?
Oh, aye. We're reinventing it. We're reinventing
modern
football.
That's they were playing ring of roses. Big Suter standing with his finger where he shouldn't have it. The big man sleeping up front, the next thing the ball's in the back of the net.
Aye.
If people cover space and cover their game, none of that happens, Bridgeman. Well, Suter's in at centre half where he should be, in the right side of the centre half. Somebody drops in for cover Tav, either Barron or Raskin, if that's what you want to do, if he takes a throw. Right, and you just go down the line and you've got a man and a big fella down there and you see what happens and you hopefully move up the park and you move your team up the park. That's real football. This other stuff is just unbelievably bad. And I'm with you, Albert. It's down to the coaching. Bridgeman, ring of roses.
Yes, ring of roses all the way through the team. Ring of roses. Look, I've been saying this the whole season, so I'm not going to say anything different than what I'm saying. We are rubbish. We can't do any defensive work at all. We obviously don't do it on the park when they're training. We don't have any sessions and defensive work and talking to people. And what about this? You know, the what-if scenario. Look, the ball goes there. Where are you going? I'll just stay over there. Just as you said there, Suter wanders up the wing next to Tavernier or something. Just nonsense. It's just nonsense, Oxford. You know, how many times they can't read the game?
And by the way, you know that was the first time they were up the park, 6.5 minutes. The first time they were up the park, ball was in the net.
I'll expand it up to another player to see what to try and prove what I'm saying. If you put it up to Ant-Man,
ring of roses, mate.
No, but I'll come back to it. If I can't prove a point, I'll come back to it. If you move it up to Ant-Man's a good example of how his coaching's working, man. Now, everybody's saying, me included, that Ant-Man had one good game and knew he's no even in it. As soon as he get his coaching ideas into him, that as a boy, he was finished. It's true. That is true. But he's a one-dimensional bit of coaching on him. Ant-Man had a chance last night. He doesn't understand, and they're no telling him that when they're telling him to cut inside, that's fine. But if you see an opportunity during the game and a gap opens up the wing or whatever, and you see it's a better advantage to take on the defence, go for it. But he doesn't. oh no, I'm told to get inside. I'm told to get inside. You're going, that's a wrong move. Don't go your own 1-1. Take him on. No, I've not to take him on. And that's what's happening to that boy. He's took all their freedom away from them. And they're no understanding that if you see an opportunity during the game, take it. He calls it brave on the ball. Go and be brave on the ball, and especially in the forward areas. What he's meaning is this is the way we're going to play. But if and it's bad coaching, mate. If it doesn't pan out like that and you see a better way of doing it, do it your way. Always do it your way. But he doesn't. He doesn't do that. And then he greets and moans a bit. That's not what we worked in training. I know, because the game's no like training. It never will be. It never has been like training. You've got to take you've got to look at it yourself. The midfield's a classic example as well. They play like robots, mate. You're going, hold on a minute. I mean, I think there's a lack of ability in the midfield. I'll tell you that. I don't even think we've got a midfield, to be perfectly honest, when it comes to actual ability. But you can see what I'm getting at. No, I think you can see what I'm getting at.
Right, we'll go to our. We'll move on, but we'll just get the last word on that first goal. Do you think we've been fair there, Bridgeman? Would you, if you were the opposite side centre half? I know you were more right fitted. I know sometimes there wasn't any left fitters in your team, but if you were sitting up there, you wouldn't want your buddy away you were there, would you? Next to the corner flag.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, there's some things you can accept. And other things, obviously, you can't. Now, as I say, I reckon we played rubbish, complete rubbish, for an hour, roughly an hour, and then we started to play football. And we changed. It looked as if we went to a 3 at the back, literally 3 at the back, which I thought was very good and very brave. And with an extra midfielder, it made a difference, and they could run through. It doesn't stop the problems. The problems will always be there. But we got a goal back, and a fantastic goal too. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. And Rangers are well known for scoring really good goals in Europe. And there he did another. But, you know, you just
go back to the first goal, Bridge. We'll come back to the goal. But
yeah, okay, pal.
You'd have been raging with that setup.
Oh, you know, what can you say? I only see it from this. Saw Tavernier taking a throw in. It was a very poor throw in, right? Mm-hmm. And before you know it, they've got the ball, and with Endale's touching it, they've got the ball, and the ball's in the box, and bang, goes in the net. Done, finished. That was it. I think it was 1 or 2 passes max. Now, how can we as a professional football team not find your man, or your man can't find the ball, and so on and so forth? It's just rubbish. I mean, utter rubbish. They don't practice. They can't even practicing throw-ins. You can't be offside. You can't be offside with a throw-in. Get the ball at the park. Sorry.
Albert, he knows what they were doing with throw-ins. Albert, you heard it, didn't you?
What's that, mate?
They were practicing the throw-ins, you told me.
Oh,
yeah?
aye. Oh, he's adamant now. They were practicing them a lot. That was his word. Practicing them a lot.
Utter rubbish.
What, how do you practice a throw-in? You show them how to take a throw-in? Is this what you're talking about? He talks nonsense, mate. That's just garbage. That's just total and utter garbage. I mean, if you look at the what I had to say to Sherman, right, come short and I'm throwing it long. Come short, spin, and it's going right over that defender's head. And that gets us all facing the right way and all up the park and Suter's back in his position, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'd be saying. Or you get to Suter. Right, that's his options, mate. That is his options. What does he do? He doesn't even throw it hard. He just lobs it to the guy. And the boy's in front of him like a shot. Bouncing ball. It's pathetic, mate. It's pathetic.
You still make me laugh.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask the two of you something? And I don't want to ever go on an individual, but see if you were playing possession football and it was your forte and what you wanted to do, would John Suter be the guy you wanted to keep in the body? Yes or no, Albert?
No.
Bridge?
No.
It's 3 no's. I don't understand it, mate. I don't.
It's other teams. You've got to remember, I think it's other teams shaping up to force him onto the ball. I think they're walking away. They're going to other defenders so they don't get it, and he gets it all the time. Because it happens too often now, mate. It happens too often in every game. He's our playmaker.
I'm not having a go at the big fella. But that's
I'm having a go at him. He's stinking. He's stinking, mate.
Well, what I'm saying is, well, that's not his game, is it?
No, playing for Hearts is his game, mate. I wish he would get back there.
Right, so then we played some decent stuff. If he gets a good play by the gas man and Shamitri comes in and hits the ball. Well, I didn't think he had that in his locker. I hadn't seen that so far in these cameos, how he's played. When he gets there, mate, he's that close to goal, mate. I think we should see the net rippling because he's up. He's up enough for me when I've watched it back. You know, I was hoping it would bounce to somebody and it just end up in the back of the net, but never. A good play with the gas man, decent cross. And maybe should have scored, Bridgeman.
Well, I thought it was, to me, it was a sitter, right? If I was a centre half and I got that ball like that, the keeper made a really good touch on the ball, but he's a centre forward, so I would have expected him to try and put the ball down. Maybe he just couldn't go over it. I really don't know, but what's that?
To get it done, no.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know if he was high enough to do what he needed to do, but I thought great ball, great football, great lead up, and he managed to get in and do it and do what he wanted to do, get his head on the ball. But unfortunately, slightly too high. I don't. Is it Chimothy or Chim? Yeah. See that boy, he's over 6 feet tall, and he doesn't seem to run a lot.
6'4".
6'4". So he doesn't seem to run a lot because I don't think he's fit. He's definitely no match fit, but I don't think he's even fit. But he's physically fit. However, he needs, by the look of him last night, if he's a decent player at all in any way decent, he'll be okay in 5 games. That's what I think. Now it might take a wee bit longer for to get this the eye on the ball type of thing, the motion. Here we go. Here the ball's coming, and your timing all right, everything all good. It could happen for him, but I don't know whether our manager will play him. He's one of the guys he's going to blame because we're looking for people to put the ball in the net, and you've not done it. That kind of thing,
Bridge, I don't disagree with you. I think he was blown really early. The second half will come in. I've never agreed with anybody trying to get the fitness in the Rangers first team.
No, it's never been known.
It happened in the past, and it's wrong. All but it's wrong.
Oh, definitely wrong. It's proved to be wrong. It's never proved to be right, that. Milotsky's the same. He's trying to get his fitness as well. He's like towing a caravan, that boy. But anyway, I agree. His chance, Cherny's chance, bullet header, mate. It's got to go.
Dimitri Cherny was last season, mate.
Oh, sorry. What's his name?
Dimitri,
aye. Right, okay. Dimitri. Bullet header, mate. Ball's got to get in the net. It's as simple as that. It's a sitter. I'm way original, that one. It's a sitter.
All right. So we agree, and then all of a sudden, the big fella's involved, gives a free kick away. No danger. No real danger. We're saying, right, okay, let's get it doing, start playing, see if we can make more chances. With our kamikaze high line, I'll let you take this one, Albert. Help me out.
Well, I'm glad in a way that happened. It might put an end to this nonsense. It is absolutely nonsense, mate. We done it because we're not very good at defending cross balls. I think that's the reason it came out. I don't know who started it, what team started it, what coach started it, but it's a stupid thing. And I loved the way the boy showed you how stupid and easy it is to be. I'm surprised it's not happened before. I'm surprised it took so long for somebody to go, a deep runner, he just gets by, he just runs by you, by your players. Okay, they'll say, oh, you should have blocked him, you should have done that. But it just shows you how easy it is, mate. It's simple, easy, intelligent football. You knock the ball by, put it through, puts it away. Easy peasy. You'll not see an easier goal than that all season, mate. But I love the fact that they've got a football brain to drive it. Their coach was all happy because he's obviously seen it and working on it and training. I mean, to tell Martin, have a look at that, man. That's what something, you're working on something and it works. That's what it looks like. We've actually been seeing a weakness in the team and we've actually worked on that weakness and we scored a goal for it. That's what it looks like, man. We work on stuff that I never know what we're working on because we just play the same way every single game. did the same things. Tavernier takes all the corners, all the shies, all the corners, all the free kicks, all the penalties. He takes all the dead ball stuff. And let's be honest about it, mate. He's not very good at it. He isn't really very good at it. But there that guy worked on that. Seeing out that line hours and went, oh, here, we've got a plan for that one. As I said, I've said this from the start of the season. When Martin was shouting his mouth off a bit, we're going to run faster, we're going to be fit team, we're going to be the fittest team, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to play fast flow and attacking football. I'm saying, no, every time you open your mouth, you're painting a target on us. And that's what happened. Every team in the league's been waiting for us. Every single team. We've got a plan for you, especially after the scene is against the Motherwell right at the beginning of the season and the pre-season friendlies. They've went, oh, are you going to do all that? Well, we're going to show you. And every team we've played has showed us, isn't it? In the league anyway. Every single team showed us. They've all had a plan for us. They've all made it hard for us. Really hard for us. And plus we make it hard for ourselves anyway. But there you go. And that guy just took it to the final stage, I hope, of going to Martin. You're a clown, son. You're an absolute clown. You're out your depth and you shouldn't be here. But you're here. But that shows you what good coaching does, mate.
I like these coaching staff, mate.
Language coaching staff. I couldn't them all as a team, mate. They tell us they're a team. So if I'm talking about him, I'm talking about them all.
Aye. Rich man. Right, so if you watch it, Barron's trying to chase the guy, but he's gone the wrong way, so he gets a gear on him and he just runs through into the hole, which is always there because you're that high. So he just times it, runs on the ball. By the way, perfectly weighted pass for the guy. But the guy taking the free kick. But it doesn't happen, Bridge, if you've not got that high line. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't believe what I saw, right? Let's put it that way. And I think we've seen this a number of times with the Rangers, this high line. Why are they holding a high line? The reason they're holding a high line is somebody's told them to hold a high line. Somebody that doesn't know anything about the players who are playing in that team. Because if you hold a high line, you've got 40 yards. Count it in your head. You've got at least 40 yards between you and the goalkeeper. And who's going to fill that 40 yards of our team? Nobody. There is nobody got the pace to do that. So when the ball comes through, it's travelling up a light, and everybody can see it. We're short of pace.
As a defender, you're facing the right way, yeah.
Correct.
And I'm running onto the ball, so my momentum's better than your momentum for that.
Absolutely.
That's how you drop back. Because if it was that easy, we'd never drop back. It's just the common sense of the game. All there. You're facing one way, I'm facing another. We're waiting to put it in. If there's too much space, I've got to run on you. And I can get there before you because you're facing one way and I'm facing the other. It's that simple, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, they'd say that. Well, hold on a minute. I need to correct you here. You're out of order here. That's two crazy statements you've said there, mate. Ring a roses and common sense. Come on. You cut that out.
You need to go.
Cut that. They might be right in the real world and a good fit.
There'll be letters about you.
For us. They're not right for us. But it's well, I see it. We're no geniuses. We're no professional football people, and we see it. We see how simple it is and how stupid it is. And if you've got defenders running towards their own goal, they're very, very, very uncomfortable. But if you've got forwards running towards the opposition goal, they're very, very comfortable. Does that make sense? It makes perfect sense, mate. But no our coaching team, it doesn't. It's every single player in that Rangers team apart Butland, if they could get Butland to date as well, every single player in that Rangers team runs towards their own goal with the ball. Watch it, every single one of them. At some part of a game, they'll run towards their own goal with the ball. Everyone. For the centre forward, all the way back to our fullbacks and our centre halves, everybody runs towards their own goal. It's crazy, stupid. But that's the way his vision is for this game. You can call it a vision.
Right, so we lose that goal, and I've got to be honest with you. See that particular time, I'm fearing the worst. I'm really fearing the worst. Bridge?
Yeah. Well, I didn't think we were ever going to even be able to stop them in any way at all. after that goal. I didn't see us having anything in it at all. It was just a ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, the guy took it brilliantly, so no arguments. They played it well, so they did their stuff. We didn't. We were camping up in the halfway line just about. That's what I think about it. And no, they got a goal. How? And my mind says, how are we going to get here? How are we going to make that? But I think we actually started to take a grip of the game a wee bit. Not remarkably, but no bad, you know. And the midfielders started to get a wee touch in the ball here and there. But weren't great. There's no great rhythm. But I think we did no too bad between then and half time. But my goodness gracious, it was tough for us up to then.
I was feeling the worst. You know, and obviously Butland did a couple of decent stops. And Jimmy did a couple of efforts as well. When the one that tried to flick in and the one that he get played in and he shot. I can't remember who played that. I've not seen that back, but it should have went to Asgard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Asgard be shouting for it because that takes a lot of energy.
I think it was. Yeah. I think it might have been Ant-Man. I think it might have been Ant-Man. But aye, it's. But to be honest with you, if they went in 4-0 up, it wouldn't have flattered them. I mean, Butland did pull off 2 or 3 brilliant saves.
Brilliant.
So if they went in 4-0, me personally, I'd have said that wouldn't have flattered them.
We'll get the phone lines open, lads, and then we'll talk about the second half. Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
All right. Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, so we're in 2-0 at half time. We make 2 substitutions. I've got to give the manager credit. He changed, he took our players. We thought this was suspended. Shows how much we know. But again, false as me. He comes on, and my Yorkshire comes on. I've got to say that I thought he was poor, really poor. As I said to you right for the start, I thought Cornelius and Gaspar took the second half by the scruff of the neck, supported with Raskin, who I think grew into the game. There's opportunities we should have made passes sooner and made a different pass. For Raskin, and he's got that, he can get that better. We scored a wonderful goal, as Bridge says, man, a pass for Raskin, out to the gas man. And he comes in, and it's a great finish, isn't it? And Ali's saying in the ball, the telly, just give the ball to the gas man. Everybody get to him and get in the box. It's simple, isn't it? You know, you've got somebody who's doing really well, just give the ball. And he was supported brilliantly. I think we might have stumbled over left back last night. I really did.
Hey, excuse me, Oxford. I've said that when the first game I saw him. He's a left back. He is a left back. 100%. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No. Fair shout, Bridge. And what he did show me, getting up and doing that part, he had a pace that I've not seen him when he's been standing at centre half, Fogbert.
Aye. He's, as I said, I think he plays left back normally for Canada. His passing was nice as well. The way he stroked the ball, the pace of his passes, and the strength of him, and his vision as well. And he wasn't messing about. And he seen the pass, he gave the pass. Unlike our midfielders who dither about in the ball. But aye, you might be right, mate. You might be right. That then leaves a door open for who? For the £3.5 million centre half that we bought.
100%. Please get them in. Get the both of them in. Drop Mr. Suter.
I'm not one for spreading rumours, as you well know, but
go for it. What rumour now we got?
Right, I'm hearing that boy is getting extra coaching by Mrs. Thelwell to improve his game. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh my God, Oxford. Oh my God. Another cracker.
That's what I'm hearing, right? So we get a good goal, and really, the game's turned on there, isn't it? They're all over the place. We're the team on the ascendancy, and we should have equalised. And we had the ball in the forward play. We were playing well, not brilliant, but well. But we let ourselves down a lot with the wrong decisions. Bayovsky was non-existent. Dimitri, for me, after about 60 minutes, had ran his race. And you saw that he was there for the goal. So that's when you should have had Danilo on fresh legs. I know he's a different frame, different size, but Dimitri had ran his race, and that disappointed me with the coaching staff. I don't think I'm alone. And you see him getting the knock, and I think he was signaling everything to try and get off. I know he did eventually, but he'd gone. And I'm saying, you're watching this. You're coaches. You're professionals. I can see it. How's he no half the part? He's ran his race. Right, but anyway, we should have got an equaliser. I know they had a couple of opportunities to break, and they fluffed their lines a couple of times, and Butland did a good save. But we were by far the better team in the second half, and should have scored more than one goal, and should have had the equaliser at the death, because whether you like it or no, Big Shooter, the goal should you see it, the net should ripple. The net should ripple and out of jail with 2 each. Yeah, and if we'd have scored earlier, I believe we should have won the game. And we got ourselves back into the game. In my opinion, with Cornelius, Raskin and Gassman, I don't think anybody else really done much. They three dragged us back into the game. Yeah, Tav showed energy, you're right, his pass was poor. Aaron's was just Aaron's. The two centre forwards didn't contribute nothing. I'll leave Asgard to Alba. So they two, Suter had actually a better second off, but they three dragged us back into the game. Throw in Butland doing his job. We've got 4 players playing, and we've put on a performance. What would we like if we had 8 or 9 players playing Alba?
I know, an actual team play. Aye, we might turn fantastic. You never know. I think I'm dreaming, but anyway, I like to dream. Aye, definitely. They three did put more effort in it for whatever reason. And I think that team were all over the place for the simple reason, mate. We weren't following Moraine's script because they've worked us out to the get-go. But we just abandoned that. So we weren't doing what they expect us to do, and they were confused. You could see it. What do we do now? They've changed tact. They're putting the ball into areas that they don't normally
do. That's not allowed.
Aye. Aye. What are you doing here? How dare you? Because we usually just carry on doing the same thing over and over and over again, getting absolute. I'm nearly swearing. I'm stopping myself for swearing here. Stop my never change nothing. And then the Livingston game, and in that game, we've decided to, let's just go for it. Who made that decision? I don't know. Whoever made it, keep on making decisions like that because it works.
Right.
But that's what happened, mate.
Right. Anyway, we'll be joined by Christopher. Evening, Christopher.
Good evening, gentlemen. How's everybody tonight?
Wonderful, thanks.
Fine, how's yourself?
Yeah, apart from the football, I'm pretty good, but the football is awful at the minute, so that's my only gripe. What I was going to say was, I think over the last number of years, what we've kind of had going for us is Europe. We've kind of thought, yes, domestically we've not been the best, but we've always had Europe somewhat of a distraction, that we're kind of decent in Europe. And now that is getting ripped to shreds under Russell Martin. So everything that we've had is basically getting ripped apart. He's now lost 5 European games now. Clermont lost 4 in 16. And this is just madness now. But what also I was going to say was, in terms of farewell and all these Everton people come in and farewell with Son, what are we doing? Now, I believe in the tradition of hiring the best people for the job. You hire the best person for the job, regardless of who they are. And no one can tell me that the best people for the job are 3 people that's come from Everton and farewell with Son, who's coming from Norwich. Surely we would have been looking at maybe Belgium, a scout maybe from across the globe, and we're just landed on these guys. It just seems to me it's jobs for the boys, as some would put it.
No pun intended there, Christopher. No pun intended.
Indeed. But what I was going to say was, some of your fan base been a wee bit hypocritical here. If I was just to flip this, just for the purpose of a debate, are some of the fan base being hypocrites here? Because I'll tell you why. I know some of your fan base that want Davy Weir in. I've said, let's get Davy Weir. Now, Davy Weir working in Brighton with a good infrastructure behind him, that's completely different coming into the club that we are at the minute. Also, I know a number of fans wanted Barry, etc., to be the manager. So is that not technically jobs for the boys as well? If we were to flip it?
I think there's a difference, mate. But listen, I think the fan base has been totally unfair. We scouted and we advertised and we went all over the world to get the best person. And where did we find them all? Well,
in the sandpit in Thelwell's Garden.
Right. And we've done that sort of extensive recruitment progress, and that was the best we could come up with. And I'll be honest with you, I've actually got a bit of sympathy with the boy, because he might be good at his job, he might not be. And he's not the first boy in the world for his father to get him a job, let's be honest.
Ancelotti.
Aye, yeah. But however, it just doesn't pass the sniff test. It's a disaster, and it's not going to end well. And it's not going to well. It's a mistake, a real mistake. And if the people running our club think they know our club, they don't know. That would have been looked at brilliantly if we were doing okay. The fact that we're doing okay is just it doesn't pass the sniff test.
No, it doesn't. It's nepotism. We all know that. He's kidding himself on, mate. But that is football, mate. If you go to be fair to this, that's football all over, mate. Especially in Scotland. It's who you know, and my brother plays, or my dad did play, and all this. It's all over Scottish football. That's how Scottish football's crap. One of the reasons, anyway. So, for that point of view, we can't be say this is unusual. It's not happened before. It happens all the time, mate. It's happened throughout Scottish football for all the years that Scottish football's existed. But it doesn't. It hurt with the boy. But he's got to. I mean, what's success for this boy? We don't know now. He's in there head of recruitment or whatever his title is. I don't know what his title is. But he's in there to do a job, whatever job that is. We don't know that either. In detail, I mean. So at the end of the day, you say, right, how do you measure this guy's success? Is he going to be successful? Thelwell's going to cover his back and tell he is successful, isn't he? But I don't know, man. It's not right. It wasn't the right time to pull a move like that. It really wasn't. So it just tells you that Thelwell's no reading what's happening. He's missing completely what's happening. He got a wee dose of reality last night, I believe. But at the moment, the guy is mental. Are
you talking about the thing doing the rounds on YouTube and WhatsApp groups, etc.?
Aye. He go to Coalface.
He go to Coalface, but I will think that at least they never walked away, mate. You know, in most situations like that, they'd have just carried on walking, wouldn't they?
Aye. And I gave his due. He didn't shout for security and all this carry on. He stood there. No. He stood his ground. I'll give him that. He stood his ground. What he's saying to the guy, I never really caught what he was saying to the guy because you couldn't hear it clear. But you're right. He didn't walk it.
You only had a bit of Patrick Stewart. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's not going well just now. Christopher, I don't disagree with you, mate. I think it's different. Barry Ferguson would be job for the boys because his connection with the club. You know, if Barry came in and brought his brother in as assistant manager, people would maybe question it. You know, but he would maybe say it's because I trust him. But that would be so different for this guy getting a job in the club and his fathers appeared. You know what I mean? It just Bridgeman at this time, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just nuts. I don't want to say too much because I'm going to get myself into trouble. But our manager and now all the guys I've played under, the manager, as soon as he hits a 3 or 4 game run where he's not getting it, he's getting his way, he's obviously the blame's within the club or within the group, the blame's in there. But I don't remember them ever really blaming on a player. They're blaming on themselves and the method of coaching that they're doing. That's what they were doing. And a lot of times the manager just walked away because he couldn't do anything else. He just couldn't take it any longer. And that's what I see should be happening with our manager. He isn't getting there. Based on his words, these players aren't playing for him. That's basically what he's saying. They're not playing for him, and he's got to do something. He can't sack all the players, and so there must be something else.
Never much for him.
Right.
Listen,
So if I was in this place, believe me, I'd have resigned. I'd hand my notice in, because anybody with a bit of bottle at all, they can't go on like this.
Bridgeman, would you walk away for £4 million?
No. I wouldn't want to walk away from £4 million, but I'd ask the question. You want me to leave?
I mean, I know you would struggle to get it in your security box, but we'll come back to the manager. I think he's going to be up front with Michelle Mona, if I'm honest, Olga.
True, mate. It's true. He's only following a long list of people that's came to Rangers to be millionaires, mate. Play managers and coaches and players, mate. So we make millionaires and multi-millionaires, mate. We're good at that. We've been doing that for years now. But for producing good football teams, we're not very good at that.
2012, we had four CEOs in 2012. They came in, they went away after 3 months, 4 months, and we were paying them 350 grand a year plus. That's what we're paying.
It should never be for a business that particularly that size.
Of course, it was crazy, just crazy.
I know. But however, going back to your point, Kristen, I don't think any of us disagree, mate. We're just getting ourselves into. We're in a hole in what we've done with Robbie Thelwell getting a role at the club, even a backroom role. It's just dug that hole a bit deeper, and it's crazy, Christopher.
You know what it says to me? As I say, read the room, and Thelwell's not reading the room. He's just bulldozing on. Now, the focus of the protests were on Patrick Stewart and Russell Martin. Now Kevin Thelwell has now put himself front and centre with this appointment. And now this guy might come in and he might do brilliantly, but it's just the timing of it couldn't have been any worse. Maybe if I'd have smuggled him in the door at the start when he first came in, maybe there wouldn't have been as much uproar about it. But it just stinks. And now, if it comes to the stage we get rid of the whole lot, we've now got to get rid of the manager, iPad man, the coaching staff, Thelwell, and his entourage now. And that's going to cost millions of pounds down. It just doesn't seem like good business sense to me. These people that have taken on the club, these investors, they don't seem like stupid people, but the way this is coming across, some of the decisions that's getting made on their behest by the people that have left to run the show is making them look silly.
Well, it depends on what they've done, mate. Sometimes they'll give all the power to the CEO and there'll be a conversation once a month. Yeah, and they'll not interfere because they've employed the CEO and they'll leave it at that. And it might be that they'll not speak for a month and then it all falls on him. He's the guy that does everything. He makes the decision. So if that's the case and he's bought off on the Thelwell appointment, wow.
You got to remember, Christopher. The only competition we're out of is the Champions League. We're not out of any competitions yet. So if you're letting the executive to make a decision, you're asking them to prejudge all these guys. And the own results, you'd say, you've got to date on results. They'll not date on results. The results are there for the CEO and the director of football and the manager himself. They've got to get the results turned when we start winning games, lots of games. So no, I don't see them coming in at all to do anything like that. And somebody said earlier on, I think it was Big Ali, that said that mob rule. They'll no curtail, they'll no bow down to mob rule. I know we shouldn't be calling the Rangers fans a mob. They're not a mob. They're the support. They're the lifeblood of the club. But at the end of the day, you can't have all us running the club. You can't have us make the decisions, mate. It's got to be down to them, and they're sitting saying, well, he's actually got us into the UEFA Cup, and he's got us a £5 million bonus, and we're only 6 games into the league. We're only 2 games into Europe, the group stage, the knockout, the group stages of the Europa Cup. We're into the semi-final in the League Cup. They're looking at going plenty of time to turn all this round. Plenty of time to turn all this round. Is it going to happen realistically? Do we see it? It's no clear if it's going to happen. It's definitely no clear. Do we like the style of football? Do we like what we're watching? No, not in the slightest. But again, they're not going to pull that trigger too early. I know we all want it. I know we all say he's a clown. I say he's a clown. But they're not going to do that, mate. Not the way you run a business.
If they think this is gone well, mate.
No, I don't think they think that. I don't think they think that, mate. But they're looking at the positives along with the negatives, and there is a lot of positives there. Whether you like to admit it or no, he has got positives on his side. I'm no sticking up for him, so don't people all start jumping in my case saying, "Oh, you're happy clapping, you're this, that, and the next thing." But you've got to look at it for two sides, mate. You've definitely got to look at it for two sides.
Okay. Anyway, we've been joined by Bobja. Good evening, Bobja.
Good evening, lads. How you doing? I've been listening to the show with intent there. Hello. Fine, Ox, thanks. I've been listening to the show with intent and everything you've said. I was sitting there last night, and I agreed with what you said earlier on. I thought there was going to be another Club Brugge. I really did at one point. I said, "Oh no, here we go again thinking on the horizon." Thankfully, it never materialised, but no, I'm sorry. Overall, a poor performance. Very poor performance. This man, I don't understand where I'm not a tactician, but I don't understand where he's coming from either. How we could lose the 2 goals we lost, I don't know. I've seen better defending up the park on Sunday, and that's no an overstatement. It was just dire in that first half, and it's a continuation. I hear Albert quoting there where we are in the semi-finals of the League Cup, etc., etc. He's right, we are, but no. The Hale thing is just, it's collapsing round about your ears. I don't care how much more of this man we can take, because the buck does stop for him. He's the manager. And if he doesn't get a result on Sunday, well, surely somebody somewhere's got to do something.
I'm a great believer that when you get to the stage when it's Gamba manager, you pull the trigger and move on. Because the Alex Ferguson scenario at Man United is once in 50 years. You know, when you get to that stage, I think 99% of them end up the one way. Bridgman.
Yeah, 100%, pal, 100%. I think, as Bob here says, that how can we say it? There's a lot of folk like myself, old in the head, so I mean, a long number of years behind us, and we have never seen anything like this with Rangers. Never. This is the most dramatic time, as far as I'm concerned, with Rangers. Not in a good way. The most dramatic time. There's things happening there. Everybody can see. Everybody. Anybody watches football, anybody talks about football, it's all there. All there to be talked about and watched. And it's rubbish. No matter what it is you say, it is utter rubbish. But we have found, as we said, the positives. You get that boy Gazman as a smashing player, absolutely brilliant player. You've got I don't know the centre half. What's his name? Who was the guy's name again? Played at left, ended up playing left back. Yeah, I don't know whether he's a bot player or whether he's a loan. I don't know.
Don't have an option to buy, Bridge. An option.
There we go. So if I was them, I'd buy him. For me, he's 100% 100% a left back. That's what I would say. So we're finding things as we go along. There's no way I would move on Gazman. He's a smashing player for us. But there's others all across the back line at the moment, with the exception of Cornelius. There's a weakness, critical weakness, and we need to do something about it. Either have to change the way we play to suit the players, yeah, or we have to change the players and get players in that suits the game.
But you can't do that to January.
Can I come in now?
No, I'm saying that. So they need however he plans it, it's got to happen at some point or other. It's got to happen. He needs to get certain players, like everybody can see it. You can see it. I can see it. And all the guys at Skit at Ibrox see it, and the guys that watch all over the world can see it. They see it with their own eyes. It's terribly watched, and I don't know how you're going to manage to hold the club together. I don't know.
Albert?
Right, I'm listening to you, all right. And I agree with most of it. most of it I do agree with Bob J. It's terrible. It's just terrible. There isn't any defending this guy. But here I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. If you get rid of Martin right now, today, right, or any time soon, you ain't moving an inch forward, mate. Don't think for a minute this is going to settle or sort any problems out. The question we should be asking at the moment, and the senior management should be asking the same question: how do we make this team better? With the present squad will go at the moment. I'd throw that out of Oyes. I would throw it out of Oyes, mate. Now, take one thing. Don't think you can make the whole thing better. But take one thing. If you changed and done something different, what would make this team better?
I can give you an answer to that question.
Go for it.
Right, I've got an answer to your question, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying one thing will make that team better?
No, to start with. To what?
Take Asgard out it. That would make the team better.
Asgard's wins. My suggestion would be defence, mate. Strengthen the defence. Why? And we're the players you've got, mate, because there's no transfer. Strengthen the defence. Change the whole philosophy of your defence. That in itself will make this team at least 50%, if no more, better than we are at the moment. Is that going to be good enough to go in and win trophies? I don't think so. But at least we're not going to be sitting there where, as Bob Ger says, oh no, here's another tanking coming. We're all sitting saying that when it was 2-0, mate. We're all looking at that going, oh, Christ's sake, no, come on. And you're looking at that defence all over the place, mate. Not a clue what it's to be doing. Not a clue how to defend. Simple things. No, simple attack moves. Can he do it? Can he cope it? It's no brilliance to beat our defence. It's just simple football beats us because we're out of position. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know when to kick the ball away.
That's not one thing, Brian. That's not one thing. Oh God, you'd have to change the shape, change the personnel.
No, that's not the question. No, that's not the question. I'm saying, what do you change with the to make it stronger? Where the personnel will go at the moment, the squad will go at the moment. It's changing the
right.
Get them. Like Tavernier, name him running up the park. The wee left back was Megan. How you pronounce his name? You're not going up the park. The two centre halves, you get closer together and start being solid. You start winning there. Butland, you start coming out and collecting as many high balls as you can, punching or catching. I don't care how you do it, but you are the main man in that area. You control that area. No, the old-fashioned stuff. No, goalkeepers control their own area. That sort of stuff. The midfield.
I'll never catch on. That's too much like common sense, mate.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what we need to do now. I know we want rid of Martin. That's a given. Everybody say that. Mm-hmm. We all want rid of him. Let's get over this. He's not going anywhere until they say he's going somewhere. Right? So that's done. Let's not waste any more energy on it. Let's not get depressed about it. Let's look at it positively and say, what can we actually do here? Because I told you, when the Clement, when they get rid of him, I told you at that time, you get rid of him, you're not moving forward. And it transpired that way. We all get caught up in I didn't, but we all get caught up in the Barry routine. Barry come in and done wins, just done what Clement done. And you're saying you're not changing anything. That's why you're doing the same thing. In fact, we started losing more goals under Barry. You're going, Clement done all this and didn't work, but you're coming in to do it because you're Barry. It's going to change because you're a Rangers man. And you've got Rangers men beside you. Nothing changes, mate, unless you change it. And that's what's happening again. Sunday, Thelwell and Stewart need to get a hold of him and drag him up the stairs and say, right, you make it into this team, what you going to do? I want for the game on Sunday, what you going to do on Sunday and make this team better? And it's not, they need to get used to, they need to get into good habits. They need to go back to doing their basics right, and it's defending. Start with the defence. Well, we haven't got a midfield either, mate. There's one midfielder in the whole club, and that's Raskin. The rest of them are bang average midfielders, to bang average to below average midfielders. And that's your problem. But we need to start somewhere, mate. Continue just shouting about sacking managers is not the answer.
Well, you've got a chance now to go and pull her down. Yeah, wind her in, yeah.
I better get her down, aye. She might be a bit cold.
Right, if you don't mind, Christopher Bob, get yourself a boot. We'll come right back to you after the tune. I hope this is a cheery one to take us all Bears depression. Take it away, old school boy.
And then in fact goes the final whistle. Rangers, the Scottish Premier champions, have won the best of Britain clash. There's a header down by McFadden, the line must miss a goal! Rangers have scored! It's 2-1 for Rangers! Ball rings now. Hits him in the first section! Oh, brilliant goal! Mark Hadley has scored for Rangers!
Though the streets be broad and narrow, we'll follow, we will. Follow, we will. Follow, we will. Though the streets be broad and narrow, we'll follow, we will. We will follow in the footsteps of our team. Follow, follow, we will follow Rangers. Everywhere, anywhere, we will follow on. Dundee, Hamilton, even up to Aberdeen. Should they go to Dublin, we will follow on.
He was 30 yards out from goal on the left-hand side, and he walloped it first time, and the goalkeeper never even saw it.
There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. No, not one, and there never shall be one. Celtic know all about their troubles. We will fight till the day is done. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. No, not one, and there never shall be one.
Brilliant run by Hadley, drifting left towards the end of the penalty area. Swings it all back across Mackay. Oh, Mackay's just scored for Rangers! A superb goal! Walter Smith turned it to Lutzes.
There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. No, not one, and there never shall be one. We are the Rangers boys. Young boys by young boys. We'll be waiting to see looks all the way. For we are the Glasgow Rangers boys. We are the Rangers boys. Young boys by young boys. We'll be waiting to see our team at Ibrox all the way. For we are the Glasgow Rangers boys.
Durant found Hadley running across the left side. A ball played across, and McCoy's coming in, heading it first time for his 29th goal of the season, and Scotland's goal king strikes again.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Good tune, Foxy boy. Good tune, pal.
It brings back fond memories. Fox wouldn't have known this, but the guy I was at the Ellen Road game, I'm with him tomorrow. He's getting married for the third time. And I'll be his third wedding. I'll be at Marmara. I'll be with Marmara. Yeah.
He was up with him 3 times, man. Come on. Like a taste of wedding cake.
That's another story. That's another story, mate. That's another story. But just brilliant, Fox. When they played that, just Fox went dead on. So there you go. Brilliant. All right, Christopher, in you come, mate. Yeah.
Hello, yeah. What I would say in terms of what you can change right now is the tactical setup. You can change the tactical setup to more suit the players that you have. And also what you can also do is all-round better coaching. Maybe take a wee bit of pride in trying to not concede goals. This wide-open approach that we seem to be doing, getting all these chances against us, take some pride in our defending and go back to basics with it all, and hopefully that would inevitably lead to better results. But all the good teams ultimately build from the back, start from the back, get into good habits of defending properly, and hopefully the results would follow up on the back of that.
All right. And by the way, I don't know if you picked up on that, Albert. He said Alan McCoy's 29th goal of the season. It was November, mate. We've no scored 29 goals in that team.
Between us, mate. It's I know. It's you can just look back and be jealous. It's basically jealousy. You look back and go, I remember we had some players on, some good teams. No. All I'm trying to do, guys, is change the mood a wee bit, because everything that's been said against Martin, Russell Martin, is said. We all want rid of him. As far as I'm concerned, we're just wasting energy and time talking about it, going around talking about it. Just let's look at the team now and say, right, what can he do with this team? I agree with Christopher. The tactics is a good one as well. So there is ways to improve this team. I don't think we're a good team at the moment. I think we've got players that are no good enough, but you can still make the team better. There isn't any doubt about that with the squad available.
I think that's a fair comment. We're no defending well, we're no creating well, and Bob Gel, we're no scoring enough. There's a bad combination in it.
Oh, it's a totally bad combination. Everything that's ongoing. I mean, you look at the stats, 5 wins, the amount of goals we lost, the amount of chances we're creating is probably practically non-existent. I felt sorry for the big fella last night, but he did get a clean header on the ball and he should have scored. But anyway, and that's it. And you've got into a self-same situation on Sunday here at Falkirk that you ran last Sunday at Livingston. Small, tight, compact ground on a plastic pitch. And we're going to have to be able to be up for it on Sunday, because this man, McGunney, can organise a team. And they'll be up for it and they'll be ready for it. And so we'll see how leg weary we are after our latest bad experience in Europe. Albert, can I ask you a question?
Aye, Paul, go for it.
Right. Okay, I mean, we're all unified that we do want rid of Martin. I don't think the support wants him. I don't think the players want him either. It's just a hierarchy to keep him in a job. But suppose this transpires that he does go, and it's a big question about who we got. But if we get somebody in, and he doesn't win for 5 or 6 games, and we're back at the same juncture, what do we do then? I'm no advocating of stay with Martin, by the way. See, this is the, what is it? I can't remember how many $100 million questions it was. 64 million. That's the question. What do we do if we just arrive at the same juncture? The club, to me, seems to be going through.
Aye, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We're not going to move an inch forward. We're just sacking.
Change for the sake of it.
Aye, it's no harm, because we've already done it. We've got a track record there, so we already know this does not work. Right, just getting rid of him. What I'm looking for, the hierarchy, and you can include, I suppose you can include Stuart and Thewell into this as well, is a plan, a proper plan now. How are we taking this forward? If you get rid of him, what are you bringing in? You need to bring somebody. I said it Ox today. You need to bring somebody in that can build a team, mate, knows how to build a team. There's only 5 people in my lifetime that I've seen building teams. What you're getting down in England at the moment is a scatter cash. scattergun cash carry on. No, I mean, they just buy hundreds of players, and then they eventually stumble upon a team. Every single team down there's done this, mate. No, there's no manager down there that knows how to build a team. They're rare. They're hard to get. They're hard to find. The last person that actually I can remember building a team is Nigel Pearson building the Leicester team. And then is it Ranieri, the Italian boy, come in and won the league with him. That was Pearson that built that team. He built that team, mate. And you need somebody like, I'm not saying him particularly, but you need somebody that knows what they're doing. And this is our problem, mate. We're going to, and we're not listening to people who know something about football and saying, right, who, first of all, who do you know that can build a team? That's the first thing. Tommy Docherty used to build teams all the time. Tommy Docherty tell you, I'll build you a team, but as soon as I built you, get rid of me because I'll destroy the team, because he kept nitpicking. He confessed that himself, mate. Willie Orman picked great Scotland teams. There's another guy. He the selection of all the Scottish internationals, but he always picked the right ones, mate. His teams were always good. Brian Clough and Taylor, there they are. They built the teams, mate. You can't say they didn't. They did. And this is the problem you've got. This is the things that we're not looking at, and we should be looking at. Instead of concentrating, try to sack this idiot, and we're all putting over time and energy into this. It's nonsense, mate. Just forget about it. Let it go. He should be going. Results will get him in the end up if he keeps going. But I'm looking for the hierarchy to come up with something better, mate. We need to break this cycle. We can't keep doing this. That's all I can think of, Bob Jim.
There's people of their calibre knowing the game anymore. And I'm like you, we've come against a brick wall. We don't know who we can get. Sean Dyke, what's he going to do, right? I don't know. He might do okay. You never know. Who do you get?
The problem with that, Bob G, I see at the moment, if there wasn't a connection, if you sacked Martin the Mora and brought in Dykes the Mora afternoon, everybody in their support would think, there we go, that's the Everton, they were already getting at Everton. And he would be behind the 8 ball before he started now, because of what's happened in the club. It's mental, it seems. And if farewell when that weren't in and you brought Sean Dykes in, nobody would have batted an eyelid if they thought he was the right man for the job. But now we've got ourselves in this crazy situation with some of the appointments that's happened. People just say, oh, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Yeah. You know, so I don't get an answer. But I'll tell you what, Albert's been proved partly right with a lot of the stuff he's said. If they make a decision and there's no somebody ready to come in the door, I would question what they've been doing for the last few weeks, mate. Because if they don't think there's an issue, somebody's always got to have a plan B, because it's going to get to a stage. I think GB said it last night. We may have to take Martin out of the firing line for his own well-being, never mind anything else, because it's getting mental. It's getting so toxic. I've never known anything like it. Anyway, we've been joined by Smurf. He's here to cheer us up, maybe a couple of jokes, free song and that. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, Ox. Evening, all. Hope you're all.
What's your first song, Smurf? What's the first song? Give us the first song.
Right, listen to me. Now listen to me, right. The people want to know. The people want to know. Is Rangers Radio reported Southside to HR for bringing Rangers Radio into disrepute by confronting a man called Paddy in a hotel lobby? Over to you, Ox.
No, I can categorically deny that Southside was anywhere near that incident. Southside didn't travel.
Oh, lucky. Right, good. That's us, I figured.
And I can also add to that story, if it was Southside, it would have been worse than that.
There were stretchers involved, mate. There been a stretcher involved.
That's brilliant. Oh, dear me. You see when that facetious comment, you know, that guy called Patrick, the one that's the Aberdeen fan, it's the chief executive of the club, him. So, see when he turned around and said to that fella, facetiously, who would you bring in? I mean, just treating people with utter disdain. He's got to go. He's got to go. It's it's. Do you know what? Let me rephrase this. See if Rangers won 6-0 yesterday, right? And he spoke to a fan like that, and we were flying. And a lot of people would disagree and roll their eyes at it. I'd still want him out the door.
But you wanted them to go before that conversation. By the way, there's two sides to that coin, mate. People will criticise them for talking to the fans, and people would have criticised them if they'd have walked away and got in the lift. Albert?
I wish he would walk away permanently.
It's again down to results, isn't it? These people don't exist if we're winning in that part. It's as simple as that, Smurf, isn't it? But I get what you're saying. He's, if he did say what's reported, was you need a Martin's crap. Well, who would you sign? If he's asking that, we're in bigger trouble. We actually thought. But at the end of the day, it's we all know what's wrong. We all see what's wrong. But rather than going round in this circle again and rinse and repeat, carry on. We need to do something different here. We need to get our head into gear, as far as I'm concerned, by the way. That's what I'm asking. Get your head into gear, the Rangers management, senior management, and let's work this out before we just get rid of him. Because if we just get rid of him without another plan in place, we ain't moving an inch, mate. We're not moving an inch. Same as with them, we come on, never moved an inch.
Are you saying we should use somebody for our advantage, Albert?
Aye, definitely, mate. It's one of the things. It's one of the.
You're ruthless, ruthless. Right, okay. Wait a minute. Oh, Smurf. Wait a minute, Smurf. Listen, Christopher. Listen, mate. We've got a few more callers coming in. Last word for your good self, mate.
Have a good night, everybody, and hopefully things get better in the future, hopefully. Thank you.
Cheers, Christopher. Always a pleasure, mate. Right, okay. Right,
Ox, can I just make one more point, then I'll go, because I'm on my way to work anyway. The Denny you see, I think it was Top Sport.
Glad you're feeling better.
The boy, I've been hanging a pee. No, there was a boy phoned in Top Sport the other day, and he likened Russell Martin's pressers, and after he's after match interviews, post match interviews. Can you remember Comical Ali? The golf walk.
Oh, chemical Ali. I
remember the guy that was sitting on there committing suicides at the gates of Baghdad, and the tanks were rolling by him. That's what that is the best analogy. That's the best analogy to describe
all the American tanks, and we've destroyed all the
we're trying to buy them.
American tank rolling.
Nearly ran him out. Aye, that's exactly what he's like. It's embarrassing listening to him. Honest to God, you just want to crawl up into a ball and die. It's so embarrassing. It's somebody's got to put
your word for that stuff, because obviously I can't remember the Gulf War.
You was drunk, Smurf.
Aye, hibernating. Right, I'll let you go, gentlemen, and I'll be listening. But good night. Take care.
Cheers, Smurf. Thanks for the call. And that's the sadness in all this bridge where we've got ourselves to in it. You know, we're gallows human myself, mate, and people who didn't want Russell Martin, who were really anti-Russell Martin before he came in the door, I don't think any of them will even believe how badly it's went and how quick it's went. I was told by two Southampton supporters, the Rangers supporter wanted him out for the end of September. I've mentioned it on the show. I laughed at them. I said, nah, we need to give him a chance and see how it goes. And that was after watching the Bruges friendly, mate. They said, no, they will see by September that the guy's not up to it. And that's the back of him getting in promotion and into the Premier League. They said that to me. 2 season ticket holders at Southampton. So I don't think anybody in their support, they might have predicted it will go wrong, but go as fast, mate. Bridgeman?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Martin, it should never have been. It should never have been. I'm one of the forefront of saying no, wrong. Don't know where they got him. I can only think they couldn't get anybody else. Simple as that. And I don't know why they couldn't get anybody else other than money.
If it wasn't the right choice, you couldn't get anybody else. You should move on to a lesser target, mate. If he's not the right fit, that's
No,
he should never.
absolutely, he's
job,
not. He's not. But he's like there's lots of people like me. We're kind of. I'll tell you the truth. I'm scared. I'm scared for Rangers, for the club. That this team that are running it at the moment are doing the strangest things. Every other week or every week, every other game, you don't know who's going to play or how they're going to play. It's just crazy stuff. Rangers are better than this. They deserve better than this.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, we've enjoyed Baby Al. Evening, Baby Al.
Hey, Oxja, Albert, Bridge, how you guys doing tonight?
All right, and we've also been joined by our Billy. Evening, Billy.
Evening, Ox. How's it going, mate? On you go, buddy. Fire away out.
Hey, Billy, how's it going?
Aye, no bad,
how
mate.
are
On
you?
you go. Pal. Aye, I'm sound, mate. Sound, buddy.
On you go out, and then Billy will come in. Yeah?
Yeah, cool. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, carry on, mate. The floor's yours.
Excellent. Yeah, I was just listening to Bridge here. He says it's good for the club. That's exactly how I feel about the whole thing as well.
I don't
Because when you
think
think about
mate, if you when you strip back the whole thing, mate, everybody's concerned, mate. You know, when you take off the anger for the football, mate, you've got to be concerned.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you know, you've always said, Oxjar, careful what you wish for. And I think, you know, at some degree, you know, there's been lots of changes, but we put ourselves in this position because we've hunted manager after manager after manager, maybe rightly so as well. And I'm not here sticking up for Martin, because I did say weeks ago that I don't think he was the right choice, meaning I just don't think he's a proper fit, just like everybody else is saying. Now, obviously, farewell, everybody else is getting it right in the neck. But if you think about it, when Giovanni came in, his first 25 games, I'm only talking about league games, only in the league, because that's what we all want to. We all want to be domestic winners. In the league, he went out 25 games when he first came in. He only lost 2 games, and all you heard about was the horseshoe. This guy's bad, get him out. And he took us to the Scottish Cup, Europa final, and qualified for Champions League. The next season, he played 15 games, only lost 2, and then he was hunted. Bale came in, his first 15 games, never lost 1, only drawed 1 game. And then 23 games, he only lost 2 games. And then the season after, he lost 3 out of 7, so then he got hunted. And the same thing was he's the car salesman, get him out. Then Clement came in, his first 31 games, he only lost 4. And these games were mostly all lost to Celtic. And then, you know, he lost those 4 games, so then he was getting hunted as well because we didn't like what he was saying, how he was talking and making excuses. And he should have won the league. We were top of the league 4 weeks for 4 weeks in a row, and then obviously the players gave up on him as well. And then the next season, 27 games, he only lost 5. So the win percentage for these guys in the league was really, really good when you think about it. But overall, there's a lot of factors to put in. You know, the Champions League run for Gio, the league defeats for Beale. You know, Clement throwing away the league in a way. But time after time after time, it's the players that gave up and the manager. And I think the same thing's happening. A lot of these players, they just don't have the mentality. And what he means by mentality is that they're not strong enough to see through these games and make the right decisions, you know? What do you think about that?
Well, I think managers live and die with their players, mate. They carry the can ultimately because players get away with murder. And it's not just our club, but in modern football. You know, because I think Albert uses the term to come in to become millionaires. We made a few mistakes, mate. I don't disagree with you. The Giovanni one, I think that he lost the dressing room in the summer. That was the speculation we've heard. But when you look at his record and what he'd achieved, he should have won the league. that year. We got it wrong, and you've also got to remember that the rules were changed. The fixtures were changed to suit a couple of teams, and then things could have been so different domestically. They got a refresh, let it bring players in, and move the fixture to players. That's all forgotten about. So things changed. We should have won the league under Giovanni. We blew it. If we'd have won the league, we might not have got to Seville, but it's a buts and maybe. Seville was a magnificent achievement, won the Scottish Cup. That's all we've forgotten about because we never won the league or the Europa League. And then the wheels came off in the Champions League after qualifying. But we also forget that we had injuries to big key players for us, and we're short then, and then he went out of the club quite quickly. And when you look back now in hindsight, that was a mistake. The records are all far superior to this guy's. You're right, mate, the stats. But what we don't see is it's not as if we're making hundreds of chances, Al, and teams are breaking away and scoring a goal, and we've been unlucky because we're playing this brand of football. Ain't that at all, and I think that's where the pressure's coming from. I'll come back to your point, but I'll bring in Billy with his. I'll take your point to Albert. Billy?
Cheers, Ox. I'll tell you what's concerning me, gentlemen. When the American owners came in, it was XYZ amount of millions getting thrown about how much they were going to spend, right? Now, I've not got the exact figures, right, so I'm just quoting roughly or thereabouts figures, right? We've brought in £22 million, roughly, in outgoing players, right? We've spent 26 million, roughly, on players were brought in. That's only a £4 million deficit, guys. £4 million. So here was all this big money that we're going to spend, right? Also, the manager is doing absolutely hee-haw for his wages. Nothing, as we all know. The chairman is obviously getting it wrong. The director of football, he just brought in his boy as a scout. So that's, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And this is the same director of football that spent £8 or £9 million on a laddie for Everton that we don't know he scored 2 goals in 2 years. That all stinks, as far as I'm concerned, lads, and that's super concerning me.
You're not being fair, Billy. You had to bring him in. He's got to give his boys somebody to play with.
Well, aye. No, that all stinks as far as I'm concerned, Docs. You know, it stinks to high heaven, mate. Stinks to high heaven.
Go back to the outgoings and ingoings one. That's complex, mate, and it's not quite as black and white as that. You're right. Potentially that's where you end up. There's outgoings with add-ons and the wages. We all brought players in wages. You're then paying for the loans as well that you brought in the club. There'll be loan fees of that, and you'll be paying part of their wages. Most likely your expenditures went up, but you've brought in revenue to cover that. We couldn't spend 20 million straight off because we're tied with some of the wage bill to bring in the wages with some of the mad rules in football at the moment. But I get you. We've done well bringing people in. That's a tick in the box for Fairwell. The money's brought in, but the Chimitri one's going to hang on his head unless this boy starts busting the net, mate. Because obviously, if they'd scored a header last night, and maybe they flicked the other one in when he hit it after the defender, people would be saying, oh, wait a minute, 2 goals. But when you don't score, mate, people start questioning the big money. And also, you add in the Everton connection, people start... It does, again, I'll use a term that it doesn't smell, pass the sniff test. And all that criticism will just grow, mate, when we're not playing well. I get it. Albert and then Bridgman.
Can I get back to wee Al's point?
Aye, of course, mate, of course.
Aye. Well played, Al. Beautifully put, mate. Absolutely agree. 100% of what you're saying there. It's sensible, mate. Very, very sensible. And you broke it down beautifully, mate. And it shows you the thread running through the club and what's happening. It's the quality of players that we're bringing in. That's the thing. It's not the managers, mate. It's the quality of players. You're right. And he shows you we're making emotional decisions. We're not making sensible decisions. And we're going to do it again. It looks like we're going to do it again. We've not done it yet, but it looks like we're going to do it absolutely all over again. And we're going to be back to the same position we have been since we started this way, Van Bronckhorst. And common sense has got to take over in the club, mate. It really has to go to take over. Sense has got to be seen. This emotional stuff has to leave. It's only football games at the moment, and we're still in everything, and we can get it turned around. Whether we're going to get it turned around, probably asking too much. But I hope they're buying ourselves enough time to think this through and say, right, where are we actually going to go? What is the best move for the club? Van Bronckhorst was a big mistake, mate. That was a big mistake getting rid of the guy. We didn't like his horseshoe stuff. That was one thing. But you can't say the boy wasn't successful. Within the league, he should have won the league, and he got to the UEFA Cup final, and he wins you the Scottish Cup. And then he started after the next season, not too bad, mate. But again, it's crazy. It was emotional. It was everybody started. We hate his interviews. We hate his pressers. We hate this. We hate that. And look what's happened. We'll steadily get worse and worse and worse till we're at the stage now. Now we don't know where to go, how to turn, what to do. Bob Gill hit it in the head, saying that. Where is it actually go? You can hear it in the man's voice saying, what do we do? If this next one goes wrong, and then what do we do now? He's right. Right to be concerned. That's the big concern for me, mate. If this stupidity doesn't stop and we start thinking sensibly and get a plan that's going to work, mate, that is actually going to work. First of all, you need to recognise where the problem is. And we just keep saying it's the manager. It's not the man, it's quality of player, mate. It's definitely the quality of player. We need to look at getting the revenue streams up so we can afford a bit better player. You're never going to compete with the Premiership. Forget about that. That market's done for us. We're never ever going to compete with that. But there is good football players out there. There is definitely good football players throughout the world that's no playing in the Premiership. And it's these players we need to find and bring in and build the team. But well played, Al. Best point I've heard for a long, long time, mate.
Oh, thanks very much for that, Albert. That's quite hurtful.
Anyway, that's my opinion.
I'm like a peach. You know what? You know what? I'm like a peach. I hurt quite easily.
Love it.
You know, listen. Look, Billy. Well, I don't know, mate. Listen, your point about Thelwell and that. I bet when you first read that, you actually thought it was a joke, eh?
That's nothing surprises me now with Rangers. You know, but listen, see if they think this is acceptable, right? Now, obviously, they've got to be aware of the outrage with the fans and the supporters. You know, they've got to see that, they've got to hear it, and for them to turn around and just be oblivious to it or just to try and shrug it off is incredible. But one of them above Martin, be it the director of football or the chairman, somebody, right, it's their duty to come out and tell the supporters why he's still in place and what kind of vision and plan they've got for the long-term future with him as a manager. They've got to tell the fans to try and settle it down. Because if they don't and continue to do what they're doing, it's just going to snowball. It's already out of control now, but it's going to just get worse and worse and worse. And it's going to damage the club big time, more than the Americans ever thought, and it'll damage them financially big time and all. And they'll need to address this.
If somebody came out and said that, mate, it didn't matter what they say. The 75% of support, whatever, I've not got the numbers, Billy, I'm guessing, speculating. Whatever they say, people would just go, it would just add petrol to the flames. It wouldn't go well, because whatever you got, it's not going to placate anybody. Or if they said, they would have to say, we're going to spend 100 million in January. And if you were going to spend 100 million in January, I'm being hypothetical here, you wouldn't say that, because teams would just, they would bump out all your transfers. You would keep that powder dry. I get your rationale, but if there's an interview on Monday during the international break, I'll just add fuel to the fire, mate. I get your rationale because it's good to let you know what they're thinking. I don't know if it would make one jot of difference. I think it would just pour petrol on the flames that are stoked nicely at the moment. Albert, then Bob Gill.
Right, mate. If I was them, I wouldn't be saying anything. I would just be ignoring the fans, personally, mate. At the senior level I'm talking about, I would just be ignoring fans and just say, we need to let this settle down. We need to give people time to try and turn this around. That's what they'll be thinking. He's done okay in certain things and he's been hopeless in other things. But the time's emotion needs to be taken out of it, mate. It needs to be settled with common sense. Results will get them anyway, mate. If he doesn't prove the results and we don't win the games and don't start winning these games and climbing up the league and challenge, the results will get them like they likes to get any other. You need to treat him like any other manager at the moment, mate. They'll be happy with that. I hope the guy does turn it around in seconds is all. And just says to you, there you are. I told you I'd get it right. I'm living for that day, mate. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Probably not. But he's not going nowhere, mate. He's going absolutely nowhere till the time is right. And once the time is right, he'll move on like everybody else. But Thel will come out and done an interview and look what happened to him. He gets total and utterly slaughtered for it. So they'll learn for that as well. Was he saying, well, what's the point of trying to pacify the fans or come out and tell them what's happening? But no matter what we say, the result said. No matter what we say, it'll be right.
There was a warrior there. He said he was the best coach he's ever worked with, mate.
I know. He's trying to support the guy. You know he didn't mean that. He's just trying to support the guy. He comes out with some stupid, most of them come out with some stupid statements, mate. Really, honestly. But at the end of the day, no, I think the time for talking is done. It's time for action now, mate. And let the players go on with it. And you need to alter the system. I think it was Christopher that said the tactics. He's right. Start with the defence. I'm saying start with the defence. Get the defence defending. Start. That in itself will improve you a lot. And it'll give you a fighting chance in every game, no matter who you're going to play. But at the moment, he's got this philosophy, and we've all seen it. We're wide open. And that is stupidity. That is a suicide mission he's on there, mate.
Bob Joe.
I agree with what you're saying there, Albert. It's been a really good show tonight. Some really good comments, excellent. Well, I don't know where we go from here. Does any of you notice that the Rangers feel as they're there 100% at the moment? You know where I'm coming from. You're all dyed-in-the-wool Rangers fans like me. That Rangers feel, the feel that you were so strong and so superior and so equal to everybody. To me, it's disappeared. It's disappeared. We've become a laughing stock. I go on that TV in the morning and I look at it and I listen to your comments, just the same as I do now. And it's like we've become a laughing stock. Rangers are a laughing stock. No, come on. And when I look at this man's interviews, like we all do, to me, he looks dead scared. He looks as though he's cramping his jaws. He doesn't want to talk to the press, talk to the media. I'm sure you have all noticed this. So if we've got a quivering wreck of a manager, we've got a quivering wreck of a club, what the hell do we do? And I'm not overstating that fact. It's true. That's why we're coming on and having discussions like this. See me, I live in Haliman. Sunday, I would dive in the fourth, swim under the Kincairn Brig, run past the Kelpies and go into the Falkirk Stadium and support the team. If I could. That's how much I feel for Rangers. I mean, need people back into the club that feel exactly the same as we do about the club. And there's not enough of them there at the moment. This man Fellwell and all these other people, I don't know who they are. Well, I do know who they are, but they're no doing their job. And they've appointed a manager that's no doing his job, who's acquisition a squad of players that are no doing their job. And this has got to change, boys. Because we're Glasgow Rangers, and we're too big. We're too big a club. Too massive a club with too loyal a support to let us harm. It can't carry on. I have spoken. I hope you agree with me.
Bob, do you see that event you're going to do that on? Are you looking for some sponsors?
What? Someone to support?
To watch you running.
Well, I'll tell you the story. The dog fell in the post and it's not to jump in and get him. So there you go. So I've done it. That's how much I feel for the Rangers. There's not enough people there at this moment of time. All the analysis, it doesn't matter at time.
I think the point comes back to, you know, as much as Gio and Clement, they've got pedigree in the game, without a doubt. I'm taking Michael Beale out of that because he didn't have the pedigree
But I think, 47 caps, Giovanni Brown Monkhorst came to us with a bad career and then left us, went to Arsenal and Barcelona. Yeah, so let's not kid ourselves. And then we bring in Stevie G also. He's standing in the game. Yeah, even Clement, 47 caps with Belgium, had won trophies elsewhere. He's standing in the game. At the moment, the guy we brought in, promotion with Southampton. We've seen him play at the back end of his career as a centre half, and he's not a figurehead or a leader at our club. He's got a different philosophy. He's not cutting it and it's not working. But if he'd have won football matches, if he'd have won football matches, his interviews would have been all right, because we wouldn't be dissecting every pause and every comma, Bridgeman, if he won all the football matches. And let's be honest, apart from Bruges and the final Champions qualifier, they're not a bad side, and they were ultimately too good for us. And we know that. And we've shot ourselves, made it worse for ourselves. But let's be honest, the domestic fixtures and the Europa League fixtures have been kind to us. Yeah, and we should be in a far better place, and that's some of the frustrations that's coming as well, because we know it, we see it. And Bridgeman, I don't know what Kertin we play next, because it's not obvious.
Well, you're harking on stuff that we've done in the quite recent past, and we would have tremendous run in the European, particularly Europa League. I think we did really, really well, and of course we had a good run in the Champions League last season. Okay, we come up against a better team and we get battered out of it. But
the Europa League last year.
I'm saying, sorry, we got into the Europa League and we did well. And as far as I'm concerned, we were building a coefficient. We always had a very good coefficient. I'm afraid we're not going to get a very good coefficient unless things miraculously change. But I don't think we'll get that. I think every record that we've had, all the things that we've done from a positive perspective, have all been superseded by other teams. I think all the things that we're doing wrong has been magnified way out of proportion. To me, the difficulty being a huge Rangers fan, and like everybody else, huge Rangers fan. And for me, all I see is things that are happening in my club that I'm not happy with. Now, we could all say, we're never happy with that. The big danger you've got is you've got a stadium there, and you've got 50,000. You've got something like 42,000 season tickets, and 10,000 people waiting list for that. That all disappear. If this continues the way we're playing it now, just even the style of play and the results aren't as good, we will lose all that. All of that will go. So the money you guarantee that the back isn't going to be there for you in a couple of seasons. It's not going to be there. You see the way how quickly the Rangers supporters leave the stadium very quickly now. They're booing at half time. That kind of thing's still going on. And I hate that. I absolutely detest it. And I've always said that's the board's problem. They've got to fix it. And what do they need to do to fix it? That's their job. They need to be able to say, who can we put on there that's going to do it? Well, they know. I'm telling you now, that board and every single member of that executive level know that this guy is running the place from a footballing perspective is not the person that's going to do all the wonderful things that's going to get all these and keep all these fans on our side. They're going to die. They're going to dry up. They don't know. Why they don't know, I don't know. They're not doing it. Why is it going on and on and on and on and on? They need to do something. Change something. It's got to be done. Whatever it be, spend some money. For me, if I had the money, if Rangers had the money, for me, go and get Stevie Gerrard. Get him in, get him back in, pay him whatever it's going to take, and let's get started again, because it's not happening here. The crowd are not happy. The fans are not happy. Not happy at all. Well, you know what? When we scored last night, I could just feel the happiness in the supporters. I could feel the happiness there, because that was a wonderful goal, brilliant play and a brilliant goal. And so we know we've got it. We know we've got it. In certain parts of the pitch were a wee bit weaker, but no, we know we've got it. We can do these things. but something's happening. Something's happening. There's a block somewhere, and I don't know what it is. Other than the manager. Right, bud.
All right. I think, we're pretty much all singing for the same hymn sheet. But what we'll do now is just for Billy to cheer him up. Billy, I think it's time for Southside's Super 6. Hi, and welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 4th of October. And the selection this week is all to have over 2.5 goals in their game. Newport versus Swindon, Bolton versus Peterborough, Cardiff versus Leyton Orient, Bristol City versus QPR, Salford versus Grimsby, and Arsenal versus West Ham. Take all 6 results, and this will pay 22-1. Good luck, everybody. Just for you, Billy boy.
Only managed to write 4 of them down there, so I'll just take 4 of them, I think. No, just to touch on Gio. Listen, see, when I was on the show and that, right, I was one of the last guys to back Gio for that reason alone, because I can't what he was trying to do. He just couldn't change his system for Scottish football, and that's what was killing him. Aye, about 10 minutes too early with that, you know.
Take your hint, Billy. Take your hint.
I don't even know how far I got there regarding Gio. You know, this is a manager that took us to a European final, won us a Scottish Cup, etc., and we hunted him. You know what I mean? And I got destroyed on social media for it, but I wasn't caring because I could see what Gio was trying to do. But that said, back to this arrogant narcissist it's got at the helm now. He spoke about mentality when he was at Southampton, right? That's what he said about his players. The players have not got the mentality, right? Then he got interviewed when he brought his own signings in the summertime, and he said that the players he brought in, his words, no mine, had the mentality and the character to play for Glasgow Rangers. Now he's turning round last night and he's saying it's all about mentality again. That doesn't make sense to me, Ox. 0 sense. And I'll tell you, if they guys above him, your directors of football and your chairman, if they think that that's acceptable and the results that we're getting now as a football club are acceptable, then I'm sorry, they shouldn't be in that position either. They've all got to go. It's as simple as that. So as I said before, and I've got to keep banging on about it, the Yanks have got a massive decision to make because they're in it to make a buck and they like to make a buck. And under the current form and circumstances, the way things are going on at Rangers, they'll not be making money. It's as simple as that. And people can say, oh, well, they'll sell this, they'll sell that. Well, I don't think that at all, because they could take price Ibrox at a certain amount of money, they could price the training ground at a certain amount of money, they could head the squad at a certain amount of money. If they've spent, just for talk's sake, and as an example, £100 million between if they value the stadium, the training facilities, and the squad at £100 million, and they've put that outlay into Rangers, there's no way they're going to punt that for any less than £100 million to any wannabe buyer. No chance. No chance in hell are they got to do it. Anyway, that's me had my wee rant.
As an asset, mate, it's an emotional asset. It's only a small bit of land, mate. Yeah? Because that's what it is, mate. You know, it's different for us. If you're buying it as a going concern, it's different for buying that bit of land. It's no massive. Anyway, but look,
they've come in and they've got they'll have a short-term, long-term, medium-term and long-term strategy. Obviously short-term we're failing, and it depends where they're going to take it. I don't think they imagine to get immediate success, but I don't think they're planned an immediate failure nearer.
No, I don't think so. Can you hear me okay? I'm having problems here by the teams.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Oh. Hey, no, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Great points. Really passionate show tonight. We're all super passionate Rangers fans. Billy's got great points about the board coming out. I agree to that to some point. You, Oxja, you've got great points saying that you come out, you say something, you're never going to win. We're just in a terrible situation. So it's going to be hard, but I think it's the manager's role. The one thing that when I say, and Bridgman said it too, about the fear for the club is this role as a manager of Rangers is going to become a poison chalice because nobody's really going to want to take this role because everybody's getting hammered and slaughtered, and it's going to take a strong personality to take that. It's going to actually take a lot of money to bring somebody in. I don't think Jerry come back. He just want to tarnish his name. It's really in a difficult position. Who do we get in? The poll's going to dwindle. We're getting hammered on Talk Sport. Everything's so negative, so it's going to be really, really difficult to turn this around. But you
could give that an uplift. You could give that an uplift if you made that decision. I'm not saying it might be the right decision because only hindsight will tell you that, Al. But you could take some of the gloom away if you cleared the management team. Yeah, only hindsight will let you know if it's but you would lift a lot of the gloom because that's where a lot of it's coming from, mate. A lot at the moment. Then also then the players have no hiding place.
Exactly. Right now we're in a terrible position because obviously the results have been so bad. But you think about it, Martin's first game at Ibrox, pre-season against Club Brugge, 2-0 down at half-time, we're getting booed off the park. The players at that point must have realised, what the hell am I in here now? Because last season too, people started walking out the club, out the stands, booing the players. It's becoming a habit. And if you think about it, you show up for work on your first day of work. I'm talking about the players. You know, we're at work, we're at the office, we're at the factory. We walk into the lunchroom at half, on a break. Everybody's booing us. You're excited. You just got hired there. You're going to be in a position. I don't know what to do. What did they do wrong? You're going to be walking on eggshells, and I think that comes back to the mentality of the players. They're shrinking, and that we can see it on the park. And I think the 2 goals last night, even though they were terrible, Tavernier is so scared to pass that ball back to the left because there's 2 guys waiting on the ball. He throws it into a crowd of players way up high in the sky. Guy just runs onto it, and obviously the tag's on and it's a goal. So I don't think we've been great. And I think Martin's got a lot of problems with his system and setup. But you think about it, those 2 goals, I think it was a switch off and a lack of mentality. We're not protecting the ball, we're not taking care of the ball. So there's a lot of things going on, but I just don't know where we go, and that's why I think the management should come out and just take the hits and say something and do something and shows where are we going here, because it's going to be really, really difficult.
Aye, listen, me and Albert kind of comment. We were both booked the first day of our honeymoon, Albert.
True. But the short term, the bit of retail therapy by buying a new manager to solve a wee bit of depression at the moment is not going to be lasting, mate. It's not going to solve nothing. Nothing. Absolutely
retail
nothing.
Therapy.
Aye, that's what we're looking for, mate. That's what you're all shouting for. Get rid of him. Oh, I feel good now. No sorting it. So you're not going to move an inch forward. I keep saying it. I'll keep on saying it. It's going to take more than that, mate. It's going to take some serious thinking here. It's going to take a plan. It's going to take somebody that knows what they're doing. Listen to us. We're just talking through emotion, mate. We're just talking through emotion.
Does that plan have Russell Martin in it, mate?
Probably not. He's going to go, mate. There's no a question about it. It's just when he's gone. He's definitely going to go. But there's no rush in it. There's no point in rushing in it. There's no rush getting in there and getting somebody in. And then say, all right, that was good, right? And then we go start, as Bob Gill just pointed out, start it all over again, mate. I said it a wee while ago. What we're going to start, you heard it here first, sack the next manager. You may as well start at the new, mate. Sack the next manager, because it doesn't work what we're doing. We need some serious thinking getting put into this, some knowledge, some expertise put into this to how we take the club forward.
Have we got
Manchester
people at
United,
the
look at the
club,
state.
Albert? Have we
Don't
got
think so,
the
mate.
people at the
Don't think
club?
so. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. They're not proved anything so far. They might be all under short-term planning at the moment. You never know, mate. But me, no, I'm not getting any confidence in we've got the right people at the club at the moment. But before we make another move and pull any triggers and do any emotional decision making here, we really seriously need to get common sense put into this. You might not like it. You might want him gone. We might jump up and down and throw figures about and say all the stats and keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. But it's not going to solve nothing, mate. And it's the fact that we need to get a solution.
Strong character, leadership qualities, tactical genius.
Probably.
I suppose I could make myself available.
You usually get them in the lessons. You know what I mean?
Go for it.
Go yourself, Oxford. Well said.
Aye. Big Stevie and Bibs and Cones, at the training ground. I might as well bring Stevie's boy in as a job as well. That seems to be the way to go now and all.
Aye. May as well, mate. Get us all in there.
It's mental. Right, okay. Listen, brilliant, everybody. Last word for your good self. Billy Boy.
Cheers for taking my call, Ox. Depressing as it is, I would say I'm looking forward to the game at the weekend, but I'm not.
Looking forward to the international break, Billy. I never thought it's...
Aye, well, listen, this could be the saving grace. Listen, sometimes you've got to take casualties in war. If I've got to take a casualty with him and a few others for the club to move forward, then so be it, mate. But anyway, good night, Auction. All the best, boys. Cheers.
You get that message, Billy? I sent you that.
No, I'll hear a look, mate. Thanks, Ox. I'll hear a wee look, pal. Cheers, buddy. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. We out.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Ox, Jeff, taking the call. Great show tonight. Best, as old Davey says, the best show in town. And good to hear from Billy and all you guys and everybody this week, Stevie. And congrats, Billy, on your work. Happy to hear that. Good job. And I'm just wondering why old Davey's not calling in today. Maybe his window cleaner's doing a wet t-shirt competition tonight.
Actually, I got a message from him today. Actually, old David messaged me this morning, mate. Yes, I wouldn't read it out because it was very, very flattering. Yes, very flattering. I wouldn't read it out. It wouldn't be right because I'm not that kind of person. But thanks, Al. Good to hear from you.
Thanks again, guys. Great show. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Cheers, mate. Bob J.
Hi, thanks for taking my call again, Ox. Really, really enjoyable show tonight. It's always an enjoyable show. It's the only show in town that excels itself every time. So I'm going to be able to look at my swimming trunks and my Wellingtons, and I'll see you all next week. Ox, can I say one thing before I go? There's a big Rangers man up here died last Sunday, and if I could make a wee dedication to him on the show next week, just for a minute, you wouldn't mind it?
Of course not, Bob J.
Right, lads, good night, and God bless the other people.
When you phone in, let the boys know so we're prepared for it, Bob J. Yeah? Oh, I don't know if you heard me. Olga.
Aye, great show tonight, mate. I enjoyed that. Eventually we get there, then we start settling down and we start thinking about it. But good to hear for Christopher, Bob, J, Smurf, we Al and Bully, mate. Good call, good points. Really enjoyed it. You and the bridge man and the backroom team, mate. On the Rangers. Come on, the Rangers.
Aye, well, Kevin Sunday. Listen, Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say, Oxshire? Superb night, a wonderful talk, good discussions. I feel a lot lighter. Shall we say? A lot off my chest. Feeling good that way. But can I just say to yourself, thank you, and all Bear for carrying me through, and of course the Techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in, biggest game of the season come up Sunday. Biggest game of the season for Rangers and our manager. So everybody, we need to do this. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Right.
All right. Thanks to Christopher and Smith who joined us. Wee Al. For Canada, always great to hear from Wee Al. Billy. And of course, the one and only Bob here. Thanks to Albert and Bridgeman for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing all the technicals that support the show, and also dealing with all the calls. And all the calls who we can't let on the show. Thanks to them for doing that. Rangers Radio will be back at 2 p.m. on Sunday with a pre-match show, building up to the Falkirk game, the last game before the international break. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.